Scott Mills has been forced to address the backlash targeted at BBC Radio 2 following the shock news of Ken Bruce's exit. Earlier this week, Ken, 71, quit his BBC Radio 2 weekday morning show after 31 years. The much-loved broadcaster has become the latest big-name star to part ways with the station, following in the footsteps of Graham Norton, Chris Evans, and Vanessa Feltz. Ken will be moving to rival station Greatest Hits Radio and will take his long-running quiz pop master with him. BBC Radio 2 broke the news of Ken's decision in a tweet which read, "We have some news." After 31 years of presenting the 9:30 am midday weekday show, Ken Bruce has decided to leave. "We're going to miss you lots, Ken, and want to congratulate you on a fantastic career at the BBC." The broadcaster also shared a statement from Ken as he revealed it was time for a change. He said, "After 45 years of broadcasting on BBC Radio, it's time for a change. I would stress that this is entirely my decision. I will always be very proud of my association with the BBC and Radio 2. Ken will present his final show at the end of March before moving to rival station Greatest Hits Radio just days later." After breaking the news of his exit, BBC Radio 2 listeners have speculated who could potentially replace Ken, with some suggesting Scott Mills could take over. However, Scott has since spoken out after receiving some backlash and hurtful comments online. Taking to Twitter, the broadcaster responded to fan of the Scott Mills show who hit back at the critics who made it clear that they were unhappy with the idea of Scott taking over from Ken. One listener tweeted, "For you, we're within a week of each other age-wise. I've listened to Radio 2 for a couple of decades now, and your show is an absolute breath of fresh air. Ignore the old farts who forget that they, and their favorites, were all in their 40s way back when." To which Scott replied, "Very kind message, Paula. Thank you X." The support comes after Scott received intense backlash earlier this week after listeners commented on the presenter replacing Steve last year. Scott had previously temporarily replaced Ken on his radio show back in May after the presenter was absent.